Hello guys, welcome back to some more World of Tanks. Today I'm bringing you three replays in some different tanks today. I do have one Absolution replay, I know. But pretty much seems I'm not playing it very much at the moment, but I am occasionally having a go at it. Still got some crews to train up. And it's just such a great tank that pretty much if I go out in 3 games, I get a first class or a mastery in the thing. But in the first one is in this tier 6 Panther variant. Just got it recently and I've had some pretty damn good games. I have at the moment obviously I'm playing what tanks I want at the moment, which is really nice, rather than playing tanks over and over again, the same tank over and over again. Now, I did get quite close to getting a third mark of excellent on the Absolution. Maybe I should have pushed for that, but quite honestly, I get bored. I don't have many thirds. I've only got one third mark of excellent on any of my tanks, and quite honestly, that will probably be it. Simply because I just don't enjoy playing the same tank over and over and over again. It's just not how I like to play. It just get boring. But I do quite like marks. I mean, I think what I do is try to get 2 marks on most of my tanks, just because I think that's enough, right? It shows that you're a decent player, especially in that particular tank. And it doesn't require that many games in a tank to get 3 marks, I don't think. So yeah, I'll probably do that at some point. Like I said, I did knuckle down and try to get third marks on tanks, and then I was just like, you know what? I cannot be bothered playing the same tank over and over again. When I've got hundreds of tanks that I really like, and it's like, actually, it's been like a couple of years since I played some of my tanks, just because I've been playing new tanks. It's just how it works out. So I'm probably never going to get many third marks of excellence. But as you can see, we are pushing. We've taken this one flank. The problem is it is encounter, so the enemy is capping, and there's not many of my team over that way. So we're going to try to push as quickly as possible to get rid of this cap. But we notice this tank TD is coming up on the side. And of course, we miss our first shot. It's pushing quite heavily. It doesn't seem to take any notice of me at all. So we're just shooting in the back, seeing if we can finish it off, but unfortunately we don't get that killing shot. And then this guy just pokes over for some reason. Try to track him in place. Of course, don't do anything to that guy, so that's a bit annoying. Artillery wants to kill himself for some reason. We track him in place, where he repairs. We finish him off. Luckily, our first kill. So we're doing a lot of damage in this game, but we're just not getting any of the kills. We've got about 2,000 combined for a tier 6. That's pretty good, but we still got more to do. And again, I'm kind of realizing that they are capping. But none of our team seems to be bothered by this. So, as usual, we have to do everything ourselves, because you cannot rely on your team for diddly squat. There's literally, we've finished that off the artillery. There's literally no one to shoot over that side of the map, but they are just sat there doing absolutely nothing to help. Luckily, we do have this heavy that's quite close to us, and of course, he takes a majority of our hit points there in one hit, because balanced, the new Italian TDs are very balanced, and we can't really afford to take another hit. So we're just kind of waiting for some help here. And as you can see, we've almost been capped out, and we've finally got some movement from our allies. And of course, we bounce a crucial shot. We load in the premium so we can get through. And of course, he misses his shot. We take a pot luck shot of that guy. And penning trying to get him to bounce, and it looks like it's game over. They're going to cap any second, and our teammate just gets there in time. He's just sat in the cap, so he hasn't decapped. We finally get a third kill, so we are pushing and pushing because that TD on his own is going to probably get taken out any second. And our team is still very slow to respond here. And we actually decap them, which is great news. We can actually win this game now, but that was insanely close. Yes, I could have moved a little bit quicker, but probably not. We would have probably been taken out. But our team just, honestly, most times just ignores the cap. So we actually win that game. We got just under 3,000 combined with 3 kills in a tier 6. Ain't bad. We came top of the team. It's first class. Pretty good, right? It was a frustrating match to say the least, but it was pretty fun. Only because we actually did get there in time to win the match, but could have gone the other way. We're on the Tiger 217. And we're going to push up to these hills here, which is exactly what you do on this map. On this side, you push in, stop them from going up, taking up good positions in the 9-0 line. And of course, some of your team will always go the JK line. Will never work out for them. Pretty much 90% of the time, they will die. But it holds the enemy back, to be fair, from pushing too heavily from that side. So it's not a total loss, but we just got to make sure that we secure this area pretty sharpish. And again, kind of lower we're tier 6. What 2 tiers? What do tanks in this kind of tier normally do when they're new players? They either camp on the hills or they YOLO without kind of like realizing that's not a good idea either. So we've got to get our gun into the game as quickly as possible. There's 2 artillery, which is very unfortunate. We do not want those tanks in. We don't want those things targeting us, that's for sure. We get taken for a nice hit into us already. Unfortunately, we've done 0 damage, which is not so good. We are 2 tanks up, 3 tanks up. It looks like their team is being completely noobish. They haven't pushed on either of their flanks. Just looks like they've camped pretty much around their base, which is a terrible idea. This I really do like this Tiger variant. It's got a massive gun on it for its tier, and even though Tigers don't have much armor in World of Tanks, at tier 6 this tank has a little bit of armor. It's not something you can rely on, but it's nice to have the ability to bounce occasionally. Obviously, if you're facing tier 8s, there's just no way they're bouncing off you. So you don't want to be facing tier 8s, that's for sure. And of course, we bounce that shot. And there we go. Put a lovely hit into him. And we should be able to finish him off, but no, someone finishes him off before us. We're not being targeted by artillery, but we do take a big old hit there. We take a speculative shot. Don't hit the target, but that's fine. We've got plenty of ammunition in the tank. This is another good thing about this tank. Look at them. I've fired quite a few shots, and I've still got 32 AP rounds, 35 premium, and 15 HE, which HE isn't very good, to be honest. If you got low ammunition, I would probably, unless you got obviously a derp gun, then there's literally, if you haven't got much ammunition, I probably would not prioritize HE rounds, especially on low caliber guns. but it's nice to have it. There is always situations where you go, I could have used a HE round there. So having this amount of ammunition is great, so you can stick in quite a few HE rounds. If I'm facing tier 8 heavies, and even with premium rounds, I'm going to be struggling to hit and pen their weak spots. A good HE round can do at least a little bit of damage, or at least pin them in place so that my allies can do some damage. And of course, hitting the old artillery at the end of the game with HE rounds can be nice. Doing that extra little bit of damage. But to be honest, it's still a bit risky. Because like light tanks, artillery can seem to have some pretty good armor at times. But there you go. What is to be hitting there? Well, our team has won this game, so we're going to push in, right? We haven't got the most hit points, but we can take a few 2 or 3 hits here. Just missed that artillery. We always like to take the artillery out if we ever get the chance. As you know, always hate artillery. Good old chunk of damage off that guy. I'm surprised no one else has taken him out. And there we go. Got our first kill of the game. As you can see, we have got a fair amount of spotting damage in a tier 6. I think I've got a fairly decent crew in this thing. And we took up quite a frontal position. So hence why we've got a fair amount of spotting damage. And he's just sat side on. Why not? Unfortunately, we don't get the kill on that guy, and we're probably not going to get the kill on this guy. But as you can see, we've got 3,000 damage just over combined. Now, a tier 6, that is pretty damn good. Not quite good enough for a mastery. Probably could have done with a couple more kills, at least, for a mastery, I expect. But yeah, enjoy this tank. Right, final replay is in the Absolution. Like I said, just such an amazing little tank. If you ever get the chance, especially if you're a new player and you're trying to pick up like 1 or 2 premiums to help with the grinding silver bonus and stuff like that, and training crews or getting to grips with the game, this is a tank you should be definitely picking up. And the problem with, like, if you're a new player and you're playing lower tiers, my first premium tank was a tier 8, and obviously at that time I was playing tier 5s. I got into that tier 8 and I was just blown away pretty much straight away because I was facing tier 10s. I didn't know how to play the game all that well. So what you want to be doing if you're new to the game is buying a premium that's close to what tier you're playing, because it's a lot more forgiving. You kind of can grasp it a bit better. Oh, this guy is on such low hit points. I don't know why you would push. But that's our first kill. Only 11 hit points, but it's still a kill. Should probably be loading premium for these guys, and that's exactly what I do here. And unfortunately, well, I say unfortunately, but we got the that is also a very good tank. I want to be careful with this guy. Try to finish him off, but didn't quite do it. As you can see, that's why this tank is very good, guys. It's got pretty damn good armor for its tier. It's got a fast loading gun that's got decent pen on its premium rounds. It's a heavy, like I said, so it can actually bounce rounds. That actually has armor to some degree. As you can see, it bounced over 1,000 damage. And it's really quick. For a heavy, it's really quick. It's more of a medium speed-wise. It's just very, very OP, in my opinion, for its tier. And like I said, it's very forgiving. Oh, shame. Wanted to kill that guy, couldn't quite get the hit on him at the end. But this is a perfect tank to learn this game in. So like I said, and even if you're not new to the game, this is a great tier 6 tank that you want to be playing up and buying as as soon as possible, to be honest. Oh, missed that shot. Trying to just find a shot on this guy, and he keeps giving me a shot, to be honest. And we're just penning most of these shots. Yeah, finished him off. Our other absolution in the game. This guy is pretty good. We're going to push this guy to finish him off. We've definitely won this game. There's no question about that. They've only killed, and he's poking out, trying to kill me. If he was loading premium and hitting my weak spot, this guy would be doing some real damage. But he's bounced pretty much. As you can see, we've bounced over 2,000 damage. That's double our hit points. So the armor really was effective in this game. I think we are top tier. Obviously, the higher tier you're facing, the less likely your armor's going to bounce. And we are pushing. This guy is just, I don't know why, but he's just pushing. He's ignoring us by the looks of things. He just gets into cover. It looks like he's suiciding into the majority of our team. I'm not sure why. If he wanted to support his team, he should have done it like 2 minutes ago. And yeah, he's just pushing it up. And it's really quite annoying because I could have finished him off myself. Now that's it. That's the end of that. Struggling here because obviously, although it is a very fast tank for a heavy, its reverse speed is pretty damn slow, and that it can be an issue at the end of the game. Is like your team sat there doing pretty much nothing the whole game, and they're like, oh, it's the end of the game, and they all suddenly push in and obviously get there before you to mop up the rest of the hit points. So as you can see, just under 3,000 combined damage in a tier 6 again. That's pretty damn good. Over 2,000 bounced. That's pretty amazing. Unfortunately, bounce damage doesn't really get you much at all XP, if any at all, which is a real shame, to be honest, because it does help your team. If you're bouncing 2,000 damage, that's 2,000 damage off your team. If they were all firing at the rest of your team, there's a good chance a lot of those wouldn't have bounced. So you saved probably a couple of tier 6 tanks in them shooting you and not penning you. Anyway, decent game. Came top of the team. I think we just got a new crew skill on that. Anyway, if you did like the video, please give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.